Hello everyone, it's Karen and welcome to another video. Now I must apologise for the lateness of this video, but trying to had difficult trying to find time to do it, but now we're going to do it today. So today we're going to do the first time listens for January to April of 2025, but there's going to be one from December 2024, as I forgot to include it in the last video, but we're just going to get started with the video anyway. So these CDs are in no particular order, so we're just going to get started. First CD, Bob Dylan, the real Royal Albert Hall 1966 concert. This is from the May 26, 1966 show. For years the Royal Albert Hall show had been bootlegged, but actually under the Manchester show a few days before this on May 17th. So yeah, nice we've got an official release of this. But good performance, I must say. I really like the acoustic disc as well as the electric disc. I like them both, to be honest. In terms of whether I prefer the Manchester show or this, I think I might prefer this a bit more. But still both great shows in terms of comparison. So yeah, go with that. That came out in 2016. This one is Bob Dylan Live 1964, the Bootleg Series Volume 6, Concert at Philharmonic Hall. This is the October 1964 concert at the Philharmonic Hall in New York, or the Halloween concert as it's known as, which was released in 2004. Really good performance. This goes up from like the first 2-3 albums, first 4 albums up to that point. So yeah, this is a completely acoustic set show, but you do get performances from Joan Baez comes out and makes a guest appearance during the second disc for a few songs, and that's a really good good performance. So yeah, really good performance, really good show. This one, I must admit, I really quite enjoyed this one. Then we get the Bootleg Series Volume 12, which came out in 2015. This is the Best of the Cutting Edge, 1965 to 1966. This is a CD with alternate takes from the Bringing It All Back Home, Highway 61 Revisited, and the Blonde on Blonde sessions, which are great Bob Dylan albums there. I really like a lot of the different versions on here. There's things, and even some completely unreleased songs like California on here, which I don't think was ever completed or released. I like the version of Desolation Row with the piano, as well as the band version of Mr. Tambourine Man, which is take 3, and the alternate take of Like a Rolling Stone as well. I Want You is great. It's great to hear I Want You without the harmonica, which is very interesting. So yeah, really great. Some really great outtakes on here, really great alternate versions of some songs from those albums. So yeah, this is a good one to get hold of. And then the recent one from Elton John and Brandi Carlile, Who Believes in Angels. I really enjoyed this album, must admit. I really liked The Rose of Laura Nyro, Little Richard's Bible, Swing for the Fences, Never Too Late, Who Believes in Angels, Someone to Belong To, and When This Old World Is Done With Me. This came out in just last month, in fact. So yeah, really great album. The producer in here was a guy, I really like the production as well. The producer in here was a guy called Andrew Watt, who worked with the Rolling Stones in the Hackney Diamonds album and did a great job on that album. So yeah, this is a really great album, I must say. Elton and Brandi, yeah, did a really did work well together on here. I actually quite like Brandi's style of singing. She's a kind of I'm not sure what genre Brandi Carlile is classed as, but I think she's kind of like Americana or something like that. But yeah, on the whole, I thought it was a brilliant album, this one. I really quite enjoyed it. And then we get Travis, 12 Memories, which came out in 2003. Really good album. I have to say, it's good. I quite like this one, I must say. I liked Quicksand, The Beautiful Occupation, Reoffender, Peace the Fuck Out. I don't know if I should say that word on YouTube in case they kind of age restricted, so I just kind of went there. So Somewhere Else, Love Will Come Through, Midlife Crisis, Walking Down the Hill, and I really like the silent track, the hidden track at the end, which is called Some Sad Song, which is just Fran Healy and the piano. Really lovely song, I must say. So yeah, really good album. I really quite enjoyed this one. The kind of writing on this album is a bit of a kind of darker tone on this album, but nonetheless a brilliant album. I do quite like it as much as, you know, The Man Who or The Invisible Band, and even the recent one, LA Times, which I heard, you know, yeah, great one. Now the vinyls now. This one I heard on the CD in the Stranger in Town Dale Shannon Compendium box set, but I forgot to show it in that video, but I'm going to show it anyway. And I've recently acquired the vinyl of this, so this will be the next vinyl update. 1661 Seconds with Del Shannon, released in 1965. Brilliant album. I really liked Stranger in Town, Broken Promises, Why Don't You Tell Him, I Go to Pieces, I'm Gonna Be Strong. Overused, one of my favourite kind of B-side songs, really underrated song that. I really liked his version of Running Scared, the Roy Orbison song, and Keep Search as well, which is one of the big hits from this album. So yeah, really, really brilliant album, really underrated Del Shannon album, I must admit, and it was one I really quite enjoyed a lot, so yeah. So that's from the December 24, the rest are from this year. Travis, Where You Stand, their 2013 album. Really enjoyed this one. I really liked Mother, Moving, the title track, On My Wall, the big screen, Boxes. So yeah, it was a pretty good album, I must say. This kind of came back after a 5-year break from Travis, after the album Ode to J. Smith, which I haven't heard. But they kind of went off for a break for a few years. Fran Healy did a solo album in between this, and then they kind of came back and recorded this album, and it was kind of out by 2013. It took about 2 years for them to record. But yeah, really, really brilliant album, I must say. Really, really enjoyed this one. Where You Stand, 2013. Then we get Bobby V, the singles album. This is a compilation of Bobby V's hits, rock and roll from the 60s. I actually quite enjoyed this one, I must admit. I liked Susie Baby, Rubber Ball. He did a good version of Every Day, which was originally by Buddy Holly. Take Good Care of My Baby, which is one of my favourite 60s rock and roll songs. Run to Him, Please Don't Ask About Barbara, The Night Has a Thousand Eyes. So yeah, some pretty good songs in this album, I must say, and this is kind of all I need when it comes to Bobby V. Just his greatest hits will do me fine, but some good stuff nonetheless. Now, I heard this one on CD years ago, but I kind of played it again and I really enjoyed this album, and I went to see it after I saw the Complete Unknown film. It is I heard it after I saw the Complete Unknown film, and that is Highway 61 Revisited from 1965. Brilliant album, definitely one of my top Bob Dylan albums. Of course, Like a Rolling Stones on here, Tombstone Blues, Takes a Lot to Laugh, Takes a Train to Cry, Queen Jane Approximately, the title track Desolation Row, which is like an 11-minute song, but it's just Bob and the acoustic guitar, and I think it's the bass guy player as well, and another guitar guy in the harmonica. But brilliant way to end that album, Desolation Row. I know some folk might go, oh, it's too long, it's 11 minutes, but I know many Bob Dylan fans will say that Desolation Row is one of his best, and it's one of my personal favourite Bob Dylan songs too. Love that song, and this is a great album as well, Highway 61. Then I heard this one as well. There's going to be quite a bit of Bob Dylan in this video because I've listened to a lot of Bob Dylan in the last few months. Blonde on Blonde from 1966, again, another really underrated, brilliant album. I liked Rainy Day Women, numbers 12 and 35, Pledging My Time, Visions of Johanna, One of Us Must Know, Sooner or Later, one of my favourite ones, I Want You, Memphis Blues Again, Just Like a Woman, Absolutely Sweet Marie, Side-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands. So yeah, just another underrated album from Bob, and probably one of my favourite. And definitely, this is probably one of my top 2 favourites, along with High 61. I think these two kind of tie as being favourites together, favourite Bob albums. So yeah, one there. Then we get Oh Mercy from 1989, a later day Bob album. And it was one I really enjoyed. This was like a kind of bit of a comeback album for Bob because he kind of recorded some lackluster albums, but some brilliant stuff in here. I liked Political World, Everything's Broken, Ring Them Bells, What Good Am I, Disease of Conceit, Most of the Time. So yeah, some really, really brilliant songs in this album. And this was kind of like just after the Traveling Wilburys, so yeah, brilliant latter day Bob album. And this one's just as good, I must say. Under the Red Sky, the one after that. This is from 1990. I know a lot of fans kind of don't really like this record as much, but I think it's a really good album. I like Wiggle Wiggle, the title track, 2x2, 10,000 Men, Handy Dandy, God Knows. You get appearances from Elton John and George Harrison on here. So yeah, I'd say this is a pretty good album, and yeah, definitely one that I enjoyed quite a lot. Yeah. Don't have much to say with that one. Then we get Bob Dylan Real Live, a live album from 1984, from the European 1984 tour. Some really good performances on here. Things like Tombstone Blues, some unusual tracks on here, but it was still very interesting to hear these performances, these songs be performed. So yeah, really, really good Bob live album from Bob from the later years. As I say, this was 1984. Yeah, really, really, really good live album. This even featured his backing band, which were Mick Taylor, the guitarist for the Rolling Stones at one point, Ian McLaughlin, who I think was with the Faces. But you also get a Carlos Santana join him on guitar for the Tombstone Blues, so that's very interesting. So I really like the back cover as well, with like all the fan lighters, and it's at night, and there's just Bob on the stage there. So yeah, great, really good live album. So that's it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. I know I didn't have much to say, but yeah, I think I did quite good with these ones. Hopefully I'll kind of find more time to listen to some things, and then you know, make another video on these. Just kind of doing them once every few months, primarily just to find my time to space it out and kind of find stuff to listen to, sort of cramming it all in the 1 month. I'm just doing them once every few months now. I know I was doing them monthly, but then that kind of went out the window really, as I struggled to find things to listen to. So I'm just kind of spacing the videos out for the time being. Not spacing them out, but I'm still doing them just maybe once in a few months, so that way I can find time to listen to them stuff. And then once I've got, you know, enough, then I can just make a video on them. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you again for the next video.